Namaste. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we do pearl beading. And that's the technique with which we place a knot in between each bead on a string of beads. First, we select our beads and our string. I like to use this simple, thin, 100% cotton thread. These are simple wooden beads here that I'll be using for my demonstration. I've actually taken the string and I've folded it over 6 times because I want it to be just about the same thickness as the hole in the bead so that it moves snugly across. Here you can just take any wire. In this case, I've used a broken guitar string and I've clipped it and folded it over so that I can hook it on the one end. Now, if you're stringing you have broken beads. Here I have a set of Tulsi beads. And to start, I've started by cutting them all off individually off the string, like that. In this case, the string, I've made it roughly 5.5 feet long. Now with the Tulsi beads, because I'm stringing 108 beads, these are 54 beads, and if I have 108, I'm going to make the string twice as long, about 11 or 12 feet long. And in the case of these Tulsi beads, I've made the string 4 times thickness because these beads have a slightly smaller hole. And we begin by simply placing all of the beads on your string. Sometimes I like a little help from a pair of pliers, like that. Now, once we have all of our beads on the string, and I like to count them before I start just to make sure I have the right number in case I've lost any or if I need to add a couple. And at the one end, I've made a very simple knot. And I made the knot like this. So with my simple knot, I move one bead down to the end. And I have the rest of the beads in this other hand about like that. Now, I place the string over these 2 fingers. And I reach down, and with this hand, I grab that bead. I turn it thusly, and I place the bead in the hole. At the same time, I'm using the thumb and finger of this right hand to hold the hole open. Then I'm going to grab the bead here. I hold these 2 beads together and I pull the string. There we have our first knot. Then I'm going to continue until I've done this with all the beads. Again, I put the string over these fingers here, grab with that hand, thumb to make a hole, put the beads through the hole, holding the hole with this hand, Slide the next bead down. Hold those beads together and pull. And repeat. Again. String over these two fingers. I have these beads in this hand. I grab, make the hole, turn it, put the beads through, keep the hole open with this hand, reach through and grab the next bead, make them snug, hold them together, and pull. And I'm just going to count to make sure I have 54 beads. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Now because I placed an extra bead on, I'm going to remove this one because I was able to make the last knot. And I'm repeating that same process with my Tulsi beads. There. Now I'm going to count just to make sure I still have my 108 beads. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 108. And because I've been restringing this set of Tulsi beads, I have exactly 108 beads. So I still need to make one knot at the end. Simply continue the same process. But now we're going to be very careful to hold there and make sure the knot is nice and snug. Like that. And as you can see, I have plenty of length at the end left over, which is good because if you're too short, you've got to start all over. And now we're going to put on our head bead. And for these beads, I've chosen just a slightly larger wooden bead. Now we can either slide the head bead right on up like that, or we can place a knot right here. And for this knot, of course, we want to make sure that it's snug right up. And now we have two ends of the string. On this end, as you see, there's some loose ends. This end, we still have our needle. So what I like to do is use a piece of Scotch tape. Place it right there on the loose ends and make it into a makeshift needle. Take my bead, slide that through like that. Now, with the other one, I can just simply use the needle and place it through there. Now we make our final knot. Keeping it nice and snug. Up against our head bead. And to finish, I'll simply cut. And there you have it. And with the Tulsi beads, we're going to do the same process. And with the two ends, one with the loose and one with the needle, take some Scotch tape, I'm going to cut this to help make a nice point. With our head bead, I have some string that's left in there. I like to use this very small drill bit because we don't want to damage anything. And I'm just going to place the drill bit in there to push that piece out. And as you can see, oftentimes this part can be tricky. I'll grab the end with a pair of pliers and help pull it through. Now I can use the other end with my needle and pull that end through. And now we make our final knot. Cut. And Haribo!